Where are we? Counsel, I know at the last setting, you were given an investigator.
We were, yeah.
Okay. So what else do we need to take up?
So I guess the question is just whether she goes to inpatient or outpatient. So the preliminary type evaluation had said either inpatient if we want something more structured, outpatient if we want something less. Sean feels that she would benefit from either Alpha Home or House of Discipleship.
Okay.
Ms. Jones wanted me to request from the court that she be granted the opportunity for outpatient. Her issues with addiction were from, in the last year, primarily marijuana. The main thing is just that she's absconded for so long, but having met with Ms. Carnes, she has, like a very detailed plan for her life now. I'm just gonna, if I could let her tell you, I can tell she's bursting at the seams to tell you. You wanna tell her?
Yes.
Sure.
I met with Mrs. Carey, and honestly, despite my son is with my family right now, actually. And she actually, not only is she gonna help me find my baby, but she's gonna mentor me. And she gave me her card. I actually have it right here in my folder. I have a plan for the next 1 to 6 months of my life. I wrote it down, I wrote everything down, play by play, and I've been able to sit with my bad decisions. My grandma just flew into town from California yesterday. And I've been able to sit with my bad decisions to where I know that I've made some mistakes, but
You made some choices.
some bad choices. And if you give me the opportunity to do outpatient, I promise you, I will not let you down. Like, I won't be back in blues. I won't be back on this end of the podium, at least. And I know that can I read you my plan, or can you read it?
Sure, but see, here's the thing. This is what I want to tell people. I always tell people this. Everybody comes up with a plan when they're in custody, right? But when they're out in the free world, their plan is just out the window. And the thing about it is, if you could write a great plan, then you wouldn't be here, right? Because you're on deferred adjudication and your range of punishment is up to 10 years in prison, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that your range of punishment, you could potentially go to prison for 10 years. You decided to make bad choices. So you can't write your own plan. Now, what I can tell you is this. Sometimes people will think that the places that I'm sending them to, that it's punishment. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's a little bit of punishment, but usually it's a lot of rehabilitation.
I love Alpha Home, I do, but it's just, I've been an inpatient twice. And honestly, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't wanna miss this moment with my son. I haven't seen him at all, and the fact.
Well, what I can tell you is that the programs that they're talking about sending you to, especially the House of Discipleship, I believe that's with Victoria, you'll be able to see your son. They will make plans for you to see your son. But here's the thing. You can go to the House of Discipleship or either, and they will give you a chance to see your son once you're in their program. Or guess what? If you go to prison, you know when you'll be able to see your son? When somebody wants to bring your son to you, and then there's a limited amount of time for you to see him. So I'm trying to give you a plan where I won't see you back here before. I can't tell you the number of times. No, here's the thing. The promises you're making to me, other people made those same promises. And the minute they get into the free world, I'd say like 2 or 3 weeks into the free world, then they start backsliding. You can't take somebody. Sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. You can't take somebody from 24/7 lockdown with somebody controlling your life and then giving them all this freedom, because guess what's going to happen? Something's going to come up in life where you can't make a meeting. And then you'll be like, I can't make a meeting, but you know what? I'm going to double up on that. And then the next thing you know, I'm going to triple up on that. Then the next thing you know, you're not calling your probation officer. Then the next thing you know, we're back here for you missing and absconding. Because I want you to really internalize something. You could be going to prison for 10 years because you've been missing. Nobody knew where you were, right? Now you've given me reasons for why you were missing, things going on in your life. But what I can tell you is this: everybody has something horrible that's happening in their life. It's just the way they handled it and the way they address it. Your way to address bad things happening in your life is to go AWOL, to abscond, knowing that you could be sent up to 10 years in prison. In this court, everybody will tell you that I always say, if you have an issue, pick up the phone and call probation. All you had to do was pick up the phone and call probation and say, hey, look, I have all these stresses that are going on in my life. Can you help me? And then if they would have said, no, whatever, get over your stressors, cry a river, build a bridge, get over it. Then guess what you could have done? Then you could have came to the court. Because I can tell you, probation officers, when they see 187 District Court, they're not going to tell you to cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it. They're going to try to address that with you. And then if they can't address it, I'm going to get an email from them asking me, do I want a compliance hearing? And they'll tell me what's going on in your life. Everybody who's on probation in this court, I remember them. I remember what's going on. Everybody I send to prison, I remember what's going on with them. I see people as people. I know everybody has a SID number. Everybody has a case number. Yeah, I can use your SID number and case number to look you up, but I believe everybody is human beings. That's why I remember things about them and remember what's going on in their life. So what's going on in your life is, yes, Carrie's great, right? And she is willing to work with you, not just as your investigator, but as a mentor. And what I'm telling you is going to the House of Discipleship, that will help you. They'll have a place for you. They'll keep you on track. They can address these trauma issues that you've had going on in your life. And that's the best place for you. And if you let them know, hey, I really want to see my son, they'll make arrangements for that too. You understand? So that's what's going to end up happening. I appreciate the fact that you've sat down, that you got plans for your life. Now sit down. And if you want to sit down with Carrie, or if you want to sit down with your probation officer and say, I'm doing A, B, C, and D. Let's make plans for when I'm released from the House of Discipleship. Like, those plans are still going to be there. Time is still going to pass. You understand? You need to focus on your number one things. Number one thing, not going to prison potentially for 10 years, right? Number one thing, remaining clean and sober. Number one thing, staying in contact with probation. Number one thing, staying in contact with your defense attorney and with Carrie. You know what? Number one thing, taking parenting classes so you can be a good parent to your children. All right? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to see how that goes. And you can speak to probation. They'll tell you how long the program is and everything. And they'll come and pick you up from the Bexar County Jail to take you to their program. And just internalize what's going on in the program, because guess what? Those are people who will be in your life forever that you'll always be able to contact. You need a support system, and they're going to be part of your support system. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else you need from me?
No, yeah.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Hello. All right. So, hi. So this is what's happening. Your attorney is actually serving jury duty today on the federal side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall you, and I'm going to recall you for next week just to make sure that he'll be available.
Okay. I filed a writ of habeas corpus. I have over 180 days, and my Miranda rights were read when I was arrested, but I didn't have a 2-year protective order. I lived there, but my daughter called me.
Okay, so here's the thing.
It was dropped.
Oh, wait. Let me do those timeout. So I don't want you to talk to me about your case, because your attorney probably doesn't want everyone to know about your case. And when I say everyone, the state. So it's probably best if you confer with your attorney about what you feel your defenses are or that type of thing.
That's fine.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back on Monday, the 28th. If your attorney is excused from jury duty before then, he'll let us know, and we may bring you back sooner. But at the latest, it will be the 28th. So that'll be Monday.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No, you're not.
All right. Thank you so much.